everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel and our regular feature. We're trying to squeeze these in amidst all the game previews and reviews and history vlogs, etc. So we got That Was the Week That Was, and we're going to have a look back at the Spurs Carabao Cup final and the PSG game in Paris. So a couple of nice wins. I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to say that on these That Was the Week That Was, but nice to have a couple of wins to look back on. So 21 questions, 10 on each game, and one You Are the Ref question today, Marc. Our thanks to Mr. Trevelyan and Keith Hackett for the questions in the game, so we'll have a bit of fun with that. An interesting one today. It's quite an interesting one anyway, so we'll have that. So as I say, please join me for That Was the Week That Was. Please, if you're new to this channel, push that subscribe on. If you enjoy what we do, please push the notification button to try and inform and entertain as much as I can on these vlogs. And this is no different, a little quiz. It's family orientated, lots of image questions and stuff like that. So you might enjoy this. And please, if you look at the playlist, there's loads of City stuff. But as well as that, you'll find some film and TV stuff as well for my film and TV channel. So if you want a break from football, please have a look at that and check that out. There's lots of different things on there, reviews and information, vlogs, etc. And if you're after any new followers or friends on Facebook and Twitter, just check the links on screen. I do check every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. So if you're new to it or you want some extra, please just sort me out and I will sort you out. I will reciprocate accordingly. And of course, all comments are very welcome. And of course, if you can't make a comment, just give us a thumbs up if you say. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up, isn't it? You can play this in normal time, of course. Don't forget, you can play it. I'll leave a little bit of a gap between the questions, or you can pause. You can pause this video, this vlog. You can pause it and have a think, but don't have to Google anything. I'll give you all the answers at the end. A lot of the sort of stats things were based on Wikipedia, basically. So obviously, some of the stats and information and all other sources that I use, but that's the main one. So all facts and stats is yeah, sort of have a look. If they don't look right, I don't use them. So there you go. Right, shall we start with the Spurs game then, the FA Cup final? That'd be wishful thinking, wouldn't it? Would have got revenge for that one, wouldn't it? Carabao Cup final on the 25th of April. Here we go. I'll have 10 questions now on that game and Spurs and some general knowledge. Right, question 1. Spurs' last piece of silverware was the League Cup itself. Yeah, so that was the last thing they won. But when was it? Was it 2004, 2006, 2008 or 2010? So when did Spurs last pick that little piece of silverware up? They didn't pick it up this time either, did they? So there you go. So was it 04, 06, 08 or 2010? If you don't know, have a guess. Question 2, here we go. Missing word in the headline there. Yeah, a force of something. So what's the missing word from that headline? A force of, see what they did with the force. A force of something. So what is it? Question 2, missing word in the headline round. If you get that item, that article, that sort of sheet, well, I don't know what to call it really, but you might have seen that in the paper anyway. Question 3, here we go. Who is Tottenham's record goal scorer? So obviously, like ours is Sergio, of course. I don't need to know how many he scored. Just have a think. If you're not 100% sure, just have a think back to Tottenham legends. It's an older one. It's nothing. It's certainly not Mr. Kane. Put it that way. So, who's Tottenham's record goal scorer at the moment, as it stands, as at April 2021? That was question 3. Question 4. Yes, spot the ball. There you go. Gundogan with a rare header. I mean, it's a good job the rare, because he didn't obviously didn't hit the target, did he? But where is it? Where's the ball gone? Is it A, B, C, or D? So Mr. Gundogan, I mean, the smaller guys, he shouldn't be expected to head it anyway, should they? Because Bernardo's not bad at heading, is he? So anyway, where is it? A, B, C or D? That's question 4. Question 5, yeah, here we go. Who links the clubs? Who links Spurs and City? See, he was at City from 87 to 88, and he was at Spurs from 88 to 92. So what name are we looking for? Who links the two clubs? He was at City from 87 to 88, so not long, and at Spurs from 88 to 92, a little bit longer, of course. So who links the clubs? So you need a Bit of a memory, obviously, unless you know your links between City and Spurs players, and have a guess at that one. That was question 5. Question 6, there we go. Yeah, who's just naming the player that's actually challenging on that image there? So who is it? Who's the City player that's challenging? You identify him from that image? I don't think I would have got that, to be honest with you. I haven't done it in the first place. That's question 6. Question 7, yeah, here we go. What, within 100, so I'll let you have 100 out either way. What was the official attendance given for the final of this Carabao Cup? So what was the official attendance given? As I say, I'll give you within 100. So if you think, I'll give you a clue. Obviously, it was aimed at 8,000, but obviously not everyone turned up. I mean, there's 2 didn't turn up on our coach, for instance. So whether they'd failed the flow test, I'm not too sure. But so within 100, what was the official published attendance of the Carabao Cup final? Question 8, there we go. A little bit of shirt maths, not too hard today, is it? Just add up the 2 squad numbers and what total do you get? So nice easy one today. You'll know them 2 squad numbers, I'm sure. So what number do you get to if you add up the 2 numbers? There you go, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. All right, we didn't play there, but just as information, what is the official capacity of Tottenham Hotspur's new stadium? So the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I think that's what it's called at the moment. Is it 6? I'll give you options. Is it 60,850? Is it 62,850? Or is it 64,850? So what is the official capacity? Obviously with segregation they won't get to that level, but is it 68,850, 62,850 or 64,850? And the last question on the Carabao Cup final game. Before Carabao took over, it's our Carabao Cup, isn't it? It's nobody else's. Before Carabao, who were the sponsors? Who sponsored it before Carabao took over? I'll give you the dates after, but I don't particularly need the dates. Just the name of the sponsors of the Carabao Cup before Carabao took over. Question 10. Right. Question 11. We've got a little You Are the Ref. Thanks to Mr. Trevelyan and Keith Hackett for this great board game. You can get this on various sites on the internet. Fantastic. Here we go. Here's the question. It's a late corner. To shield his eyes from the sun, the keeper has put a baseball cap on. But as the ball is whipped in, an opponent knocks it off again. Dazzled, the keeper misses the ball and the striker heads it into the net. There's uproar. What now? There you go. So, late corner, shield his eyes from the sun, the keeper's put a baseball cap on, but as the ball is whipped in, an opponent knocks it off again. Dazzled, the keeper misses the ball and the striker heads it into the net. There's uproar. What now? Do you disallow the goal, A? Do you award the goal, B? Or do you stop play and restart with a drop ball? So there you go. The opponent knocks it off again. So he knocks it off. So he's possibly not done this accidentally. So what do you think? Not very nice, was it? There you go. That's question 11. Right, on to question 12. And look at the PSG game now in Paris. Question 12. Yeah, what year were PSG actually formed? So I'll give you options. Was it 1940, 1950, 1960, 1970? I mean, it's not long, is it? I mean, where's the history in that? They've got plenty of history. Well, they've got plenty of winning trophies. I don't think the history's long, is it? Let's be honest about it. 1940, 1950, 1960 or 1970. When were PSG officially formed? Question 13, there we go. Yep, who's missing? So there's this subs, the squad and the subs bench as per what came out for the team that I put on my little review information. So who's missing from the squad? Who's missing from the starting 11 against PSG, and who's missing from the subs bench against PSG? So a couple of points up for grabs there. I've not totted this up actually to find out how many points we've got in total, so I'll let you do that anyway. I trust you. It's all a matter of, I doubt everyone will get all of them anyway, so let me know what you get anyway at the end of this. So who's missing from the squad and who's missing from the bench? Who's missing from the first 11, who's missing from the bench? Question 14, yeah, back on the 6th of April 2016, so cast your mind back 5 years. Can you go back that far? City drew 2-2, of course, with Paris Saint-Germain in a Champions League quarter-final. for a maximum of 4 points. There you go, 4 points. Can you name all 4 goal scorers? So you need the 2 PSG scorers and the 2 City scorers. There you go. So back in the 6th of April 2016. Of course, if you only get 1 or 2 or 3, you get those points. But if you can name all 4, you'll get 4 points. But have a think anyway. Certainly one of the PSG players I probably would have guessed that. So name me all 4 goal scorers. That's what you get when you're up at 2 in the morning. It's a bit tiring. That's question 14. Right, question 15, there you go. He's not clapping the sending off. I guarantee that for you. It looks as though he is, doesn't it? But who's that? Who's that City player? As I say, he's not clapping the sending off, but perhaps he should have done. I mean, it was shocking, wasn't it, really? But there you go. We know one player it wasn't, the player who was on the on the end of that challenge, so it's not going to be him, is it? Obviously. That's question 15. And question 16, yeah, true or false question this, so you got a 50-50 chance. PSG manager, well known to us, of course, in England, Maurizio Pochettino, actually also played for the club. So their manager also played for PSG. Did he play for PSG? Is that true or false? So Pochettino actually played for PSG as well as managed them. So is that true or false? Question 16. I didn't have a clue of that till I looked at the thing for this question. Question 17. Spot the ball. There we go, a goal for PSG. We don't often show the opposition scoring a goal, do we? But where's the ball? I'm obviously we know where it's going to end up, don't we, unfortunately? But we can do this when we win a game. I don't mind showing the opposition's goal when we win a game. It doesn't really matter. But where's the ball? Is it A, B, C or D? Yeah, it didn't look good at that time. Early 15 minutes, it didn't look great, did it, for City? But hey, we have more faith. We should have more faith. We had more faith, didn't we? Question 18, right, here we go. Yeah, who links the 2 clubs? So who links City and PSG? He was at PSG between 1992 and 1995. And he was at City in the year 2000. So just one. There's obviously not long at City. So there you go. Might be a clue in that somewhere. He was at PSG between 1992 and 1995 and at City in the year 2000. So who are we talking about? Who links the 2 clubs? That was question 18. And 19, yeah, they always take a little image of the starting 11, don't they, in the Champions League? So there it is up there, but I've missed a couple on the end. A couple of the end have been left out. Can you figure out which 2 players are not in the image? So it's another starting 11 one, really, isn't it? So if you looked at that question earlier on about who was missing from the start, it might give you a clue, but you wouldn't have known them, would you? So you can't go back and cheat. Don't just do it off the top of your head now. Which 2 players are not in the image of the starting 11? That's question 19. Here we go. Question 20. Another to the nearest 1,000 here. What is the current capacity of the Parc des Princes? So where we played, what is the current, according to Wikipedia, again, this one, what is the current capacity? So obviously allowing for any segregation, but what is the capacity known for the Parc des Princes as of April 2021? To the nearest 1,000. So I'll let you be 1,000 out with that one. That was question 20, the penultimate one, and we go on to question 21, another image question there. So we've got someone pixelated. It looks quite an easy one, that, but you never know, do you? Say it's easy for me because I did it, but there you go. Who's pixelated? Which City players pixelated? That's question 21. Excuse me, I was very tired today. Right, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you did all right. As I say, I'm not 100% sure how many points we're going for. Probably about, 26, 27 points today anyway. So how did you think you did on that one? Right, let's zoom through the answers now. All right, we'll go to the Spurs game. Yeah, Spurs' last piece of silverware, of course, was the League Cup. And it was back in 2008, so 13 years ago as I'm recording this. So 2008 was the answer. So if you said that, give yourself a point. Question 1. Question 2, the missing word in the headline, yeah, a force of nature, of course. Well, no, that's a well-known saying, a force of nature. Obviously a bit of a play on the words force there, but yeah, so if you said nature, give yourself a point. A force of nature. Question 3, yeah, who is Tottenham's record goal scorer? Well, I did see him play a few times when I was a young lad going to watch City and when we played Tottenham. And others he did actually. Did he play for someone else as well? He probably did actually, of course. I think he did. He played for other teams as well, but I think mainly Tottenham. Yeah, and of course it was Jimmy Greaves, wasn't it, who scored actually 266 according to the stats I've got in 380 games, which isn't bad going, is it? But yeah, I used to love him and Ian St John, Greaves and Ian St John, fantastic in the old days. Well, us old guys will remember that, Saint and Greavesy. So Tottenham's record goal scorer, Jimmy Greaves. That was the answer. Was after. I wasn't worried about how many he scored. Question 4, yes, spot the ball. There you go. Rare header from our German legend there. But where is it? Well, there you go. It's up on there. The answer is B. So if you said B, give yourself a point for that one. And here we go. Who links the clubs? Question 5. Right, he was at City between 87 and 88. And, felt longer than that. And Spurs 88 to 92, of course, Mr. Paul Stewart, wasn't it? Yeah, as I say, I'm very, very surprised by that one. I'm sure I'm right, but I just felt he was there a lot longer than that, to be honest with you. So that was Paul Stewart was the answer, question 5. And of course, the name of the City player challenger, well, there he is, Mr. Cancelo, isn't he? So he's challenging there. So that's the answer I was looking for. Question 7, yeah. What was the official attendance at the final? So within 100. So the actual recorded attendance was 7,773. So there's 227 no-shows. So that if you said 7,673 to 7,873, give yourself a point. But that was the official crowd at the Carabao Cup final. 7,773. And shirt maths, yeah, well, you got Laporte, haven't you, at number 14. You got Mahrez at number 26. I forget these. I forgot both those, you know. I wouldn't have known those unless I did it. I'm just useless, absolutely. I do know some of them now because I've been doing these, but there's still ones I can't remember. Of course, if you had 14 and 26, the number I was looking for was 40, wasn't it? 40. Question 9, the official capacity of the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There you go, it's 62,850 is the official capacity of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm fairly sure I've not wrote the answer down here. I'll put it on the screen if I got that wrong. As I say, I put the 3 options. I didn't put the answer, but I think it was 62,850. I think it's bigger than Arsenal's, isn't it? So it could be 68,50 because that's more than Arsenal. But yeah, I'll say 62,850. I'll look a right prat now because it'll be on the screen the correct figure. But there you go. We'll see. The answer's on the screen. If I haven't given you the right answer. That was question 9. Useless. Absolutely. I checked this before I did it. Question 10. Before the Carabao, who was sponsors the League Cup, of course, well, between 2012 and 2016, of course, it was the Capital One Cup, wasn't it? Yeah, I always remember going down to watch that, and obviously the Capital One blue was sort of left as sort of the darker blue, which wasn't obviously City at the time, but obviously they couldn't even be bothered doing a lighter blue for City, so they just used their own thing. And obviously the opposing team that were playing, I can't remember who it was now, to be honest with you, all their colours were there, but obviously we had to settle for a dark blue, which typical. Don't you remember that with Capital One? Question 11, here we go. You are the ref. So, yep, that's the Tottenham ones out of the way. The you are the ref question. Yeah, I did. It was a bit of a cheat of a question, really, wasn't it? Because he never said whether it's deliberate or not. But the answer is B on here. Let me just read through this for you. Award the goal. You need to assess whether the striker deliberately knocked the cap off. So, yeah, that wasn't really part of the question, was it? So it's a bit of a trick question. And in my view, he is not guilty of that. So, obviously, if you look at the image... yeah, because he's got his back to the keeper, hasn't he? Yeah, if you look at that image that was on the question, yeah. So in my view, he wasn't guilty. His back is to the keeper. So there you go. You had to look at the image as well. My fault. I didn't say that. I didn't say look at the image. I'll Obviously I did, because obviously I'll type it on. I'll write it on as well. So if you're listening to this rather than watching, you'll miss that. But hey, there you go. I'll add it to the question as I'm doing the edit later on. So there you go. So he's not guilty of that. Yeah, his back is to the keeper and he makes clean contact with the ball. If you judged it was deliberate, you would disallow the goal, but you're saying it wasn't. Caution the opponent for unsporting behaviour and restart with a direct free kick. But I think the challenge looks fair. So yeah, there you go. So again, I'm not doing my preparation correctly. My apologies, but as I said, I will add that to the question. So if you got that part of the question, you probably got the answer. So we're all right, aren't we? You'll forgive me, of course. Question 12: what year was PSG formed? Here we go, on to the PSG game. Yeah, it was 1970s. So they're only just over 50 years old, eh? Not long, is it really, to become the biggest club in France? It just shows you all these. I don't know, is it Glory Hunters? I don't know. They didn't win the first trophy to 1982, and then they started winning quite a few after that. But yeah, the most popular team in France, and they only formed in 1970. There you go. Perhaps says a lot about French football. I'm not too sure. Question 13. Yeah, who's missing from the squad and the subs bench on my little graphic there? Of course, Diaz is missing from the starting 11. And Aguero, Sergio, of course, is missing from the subs bench on that one. Question 14, yeah, back on the 6th of April 2016, so 4 points up for grabs with this one. We drew 2-2 in Paris with PSG in the League Cup quarter-final. Yeah, and the goal scorers, I never know. I never get his name right. Ibrahimovic. I always try and say the Chelsea owner, Abramovich. Ibrahimovic. Rabiot scored for PSG as well. If you watch my previews, or History Boys, you would know that anyway. I would have mentioned it in there. And of course, for City, KDB and Fernandinho. So depending on how many you got, give yourself the points. If you got all 4, give yourself 4. Question 14. Question 15, yeah. Who's that clapping? Yeah, well, he's not clapping really. He's not actually clapping the sending off. But of course, it's Riyad Mahrez. He couldn't have been gunned down, so that's one guy. He couldn't have been. He was still reeling about on the floor, I think, at the time. But Riyad Mahrez is the answer I was looking for. Yeah, 16. True or false? PSG manager Maurizio Pochettino, whatever he's called, actually also played for the club. Yeah, the image is up there, isn't it? He had a lot longer hair in those days as well. Yeah, it was very true. He made 70 appearances and scored 4 goals between 2001 and 2003. And as I said, I didn't know that myself. I didn't even know whether it's a football. You always assume they are, don't you? But it's not always the case. But so the statement was true. If you said true, give yourself a point. 17 there, I spot the goal for PSG, but where is it? Well, there you are. It's the trajectory of it. There's only perhaps a couple of options there you could have probably picked if you look at that. Remember the goal going in quite high, wasn't it? So it's A, isn't it? Obviously, so spot the ball, it's A there is the answer. And who linked City and PSG? There you go. I mean, not many players have played for both clubs, to be honest with you. But PSG 92 to 95 and City for the year 2000. So he didn't stay long, and he made 7 appearances and scored 1 goal for City. He made 96 appearances. He's up there now. 96 appearances and scored 32 for PSG. Of course, we're talking that world-renowned footballer, aren't we? That world winner, the best footballer in the world, Mr. George Weah, aren't we? So yeah, I thought it was could have been hard on that. I mean, I might have struggled because I couldn't remember where we got George Weah from, to be honest with you. But there you go. Question 19. Which 2 players are not in the image? So there you go. I've panned the image across now. So you got Mr. Walker and Mr. Foden, haven't you, who are missing from that starting 11th against PSG. So give yourself 2 points if you got those. Right, question 20. To the nearest 1,000, what is the current capacity at the Parc des Princes Stadium? So that says at April 2021. Right, well, according to Wikipedia, it's 47,929. So if you said 46,929 between that and 48,929, give yourself a point if you're 1,000 out. And I did say I wouldn't know how many points there are here, but obviously I would have put it on the screen by now, so there you will know how many points. I forget I can edit these things and add things too, but obviously a lot of people listen to this as well, although we do a lot of picture questions, so it's probably defeats the object, doesn't it? But there you go. So question 21, the last question, who's pixelated? Yeah, I'm waffling on, aren't it? It's Kyle Walker, and as I say, I'll let you know how many you got out of that total that's on screen. Let me know what you got, how many points you got in total, that'd be fantastic. So the last answer there, Kyle Walker, of course, is the guy who's pixelated. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know how many points you get. A couple of you guys are letting me know now, so you're not too shy, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. So it's a little bit of info, a bit of general knowledge as well, so that's always good, isn't it? And of course, I'll be back next week with an interesting one, Crystal Palace away and PSG at home. So let's hope for another 2 wins, eh? And let's hope we might have another trophy in the bag, but I think it might go for another week or 2 yet, to be honest with you, with the Premier League. And let's hope we've got a final to look forward to. But it'd be a bit miserable if you haven't, won't it? But hey, we keep going. Life's too short to get too down about things. Anyway, let me know your score. Thanks for joining me for this. That was the week that was. Anyway, what you got to do with yesterday? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flick across, have a look at my film and TV channel. All I ever ask you to do is stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.